answered the demands until he was physically unable to start tonight with 2 bad legs. The bad left hamstring and the swollen right knee. And with 2 out, you talk about a roll of the dice. This is it. If he hits the ball on the ground, I would imagine he would be running 50% to first base. So the Dodgers trying to catch lightning right now. Fouled away. He was, complaining about the fact that with the left knee bothering him, he can't push off. Well, now he can't push off and he can't land.
He's going to use all arms. Look at his crowd on its feet. What a tribute.
4-3 A's. 2 out, 9th inning. Not a bad opening act. Mike Davis, by the way, has stolen 7 out of 10. If you're wondering about Lasorda throwing the dice again.
And he's staying on an outside corner. He's not going to give him a ball to pull. With Davis, he just missed, but here's 2 quick strikes, both fastballs that kind of tail away the outside part. Hesse is not even flirted with the inside part of that plate.
You saw Dave Duncan gesturing. He was gesturing to Carney Lansford at third. 0-2 to Gibson. The infield is back with 2 out and Davis at first. Now Gibson during the year, not necessarily in this spot, but he was a threat to bunt. No way tonight, no wheels.
They're plenty deep in the outfield and a lot of room. They're playing him straight away in center field. Look at it, right down the line. He's a threat now with 2 strikes.
No balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Little Nubber fouled. And it had to be an effort to run that far. Gibson was so banged up, he was not introduced. He did not come out onto the field before the game.
You can really see the limp. He's not driving that ball. It was by him. Let's see, he's really he almost has to talk to his legs and say, hey, let's go, we got to get out of here.
It's one thing to favor one leg, but you can't favor 2.
No way, and that's what he's trying to do. He really is.
0-2 to Gibson. And a throw down to first. Davis just did get back. Good play by Ron Hesse using Gibson as a screen. He took a shot at the runner, and Mike Davis didn't see it for that split second, and that made it close.
A lot of times what you do, you'll give a sign to the first baseman, say, now be there. They call it now be there play. If I get the ball, I'm going to throw it. 14 fastballs in a row. That's all he's been throwing.
There goes Davis, and it's fouled away. So Mike Davis, who had stolen 7 out of 10 and carrying the tying run, was on the move.
They wanted to give Gibson a good shot at it with 2 strikes, but with the 2 strikes, Davis a threat, as we said, because the blue pit will score that big run.
Gibson shaking his left leg, making it quiver like a horse trying to get rid of a troublesome fly. 2-2. Mike Scioscia can only sit now and sweat it out. He led off the inning and popped up. Tony La Russa is 1 out away from win number 1.
Here's the big pitch. He's got to make it happen on this one.
2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 out.
Those extra steps that Davis will get if the count goes to 3-2 are very big. So Hesse and Eckersley want that pitch of decision right here.
There he goes, way outside. He's stolen it.
Hesse started to throw and kind of bumped Gibson, but it was way too late. Davis was way down there, almost as if he could have walked in. Not a bad pitch to handle for Hasse outside. Now watch when he starts to throw. Look at Gibson. And Harvey says, no, he had the base stolen.
So Mike Davis, the tying run, is at second base with 2 out. Now the Dodgers don't need the muscle of Gibson as much as a base hit. And on deck is the leadoff man, Steve Sachs. 3-2. Waiting on deck, but the game right now is at the plate. High fly ball into right field. She is gone. In a year that has been so improbable, the impossible has happened. Question was, could he make it around the base paths unassisted?
I'll tell you, there are those who say that it's what happens after the base on balls, but it's the base on balls that makes it so bad. A home run would have tied it, but the walk gives him the win. And Eckersley, who doesn't walk that many, really gets burned here. Watch Lasorda.
You know, I said it once before, a few days ago, that Kirk Gibson was not the most valuable player, that the most valuable player for the Dodgers was Tinkerbell. But tonight, I think Tinkerbell backed off for Kirk Gibson. And look at Eckersley, shocked to his toes. They are going wild at Dodger Stadium. No one wants to leave. Dennis Eckersley allowed 5 home runs all year. We'll be back.
And now the man of the hour is back out on the field. Kirk Gibson, have you ever had a feeling like this?
Well, it's hard to match, I'll say that. And, you know, it's, I guess, a storybook. I was very disappointed today because I knew I couldn't play. I knew I'd be a detriment. And I got an injection today, and I was very sore. But I saw the opportunity. I knew if we could get a guy on base, the pitcher was coming up. And I figured if I got out there and the fans started cheering, that I could suck it up for 1 AB and maybe something good would happen. And it happened.
How much pain were you in at the plate?
Well, it was tough. You know, pushing off my front foot, and my other hamstring was hurting me. I got 2 bad legs, but you know, when I got 2 strikes on, I just decided to buckle it down, and Mike got the second. I knew I really didn't have to hit a home run. I kind of was going to shorten up and try and drive the ball the other way, and I got a breaking ball that he got out as low, the ball I like to hit, and I was just fortunate. The good Lord gave me this wonderful moment.
Did you know it was gone the instant you hit it?
A pretty good idea, and you know, we've had some tough times, but you know, what a team. We've been saying it all year, and if it wasn't for my teammates, I wouldn't even have got the opportunity to remember this moment.
We were standing in the runway, and we could hear you taking batting practice off the tee back at the end of the tunnel. We didn't even think you'd be available for pinch hitting duty, and I know Lasorda walked back to talk to you. How did that conversation go?
Well, I've been in the training room all day, or all night, getting treatment, and in fact, I heard SCULLY say they were panning the dugout looking for me, saying it didn't look like I was going to be able to play, and I said, that's enough. Went and put an ice bag on there and numbed my knee up best I could. Hit some off the tee in there, and I had a bat boy come in and ask Tommy to come in. I wanted to talk to him. I said, go ahead and pinch hit for Alfredo with Mike. If we get a guy on, I'll go in there and give you my best. I think I can do it and give you a good shot, and that's what it's all about.
Thoughts and images that went through your mind as you rounded the bases?
Well, I just kept telling myself, these are the type of circumstances you enjoy most, and you perform even better under these conditions, and thank the good Lord, it all happened for us.
Kirk Gibson. Let's go back upstairs to SCULLY and Joe Garagiola.
Well, needless to say, as the crowd continues to go wild, tonight's NBC Miller Lite player of the game is who else? Kirk Gibson. Miller Lite happy to present a check for $1,000 in the name of Kirk Gibson to the National Multiple Sclerosis Society. It wasn't exactly deja vu, but we do remember the other day in New York, 12th inning, a game tied with the New York Mets. Roger McDowell, a sinker ball specialist, and Gibson hits a home run in the 12th inning to give the Dodgers a 5-4 victory. It was a victory revisited tonight.
In the Oakland clubhouse, they have to be talking about that base on balls and that pitch selection. The only ball he could really hit out of here was the breaking ball.
What an opening act, huh? I think we've got a leading man, and many of them, between now and the end of this great 1988 World Series. Well, as we look one more time at Kirk Gibson, the 1988 World Series brought to you by Miller Lite. For great taste is only one light beer, Miller Lite. By Volkswagen, experience German engineering the Volkswagen way. By Kohler, maker of quality plumbing products, the bold look of Kohler. What a beautiful way to live. Tomorrow, start your day with NFL Live beginning at 12:30, then the NFL, and at 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, Game 2 of the 88 World Series. For Joe Garagiola, this is SCULLY saying good night from Dodger Stadium, where the Dodgers beat the A's 5-4.
This has been a presentation of NBC Sports, the leader in innovative sports television.
Channel 4 News, #1 in Southern California.
Well, good evening, everybody. As you've just seen, Game 1 of baseball's Fall Classic is history, and the Dodgers have performed a miracle. The ailing Kirk Gibson with his 9th inning home run, the stunning final score, 5-4 Dodgers over the Oakland A's. Now, all across the state tonight, people were watching the game at home and in bars and in restaurants, and we talked to fans.
What do you think of the game so far?
I think it's great. Jose Canseco, right there. What can I tell you?
Dodgers. Got to go the Dodgers all the way. Dodgers in '88. They're the team. They are the team.
All right, now Fred Roggin is standing by at Dodger Stadium, and we want to go to him now for the latest reaction. Fred?
All right, Bill, thanks very much. Live here with manager Tommy Lasorda. Heck of a way to win a ball game.
I'll tell you, we've been doing it like that all year, Fred. I'll tell you, you could take Glenn Larson, Aaron Spelling, and Irwin Allen and sat them at a table and say, write a script for the first game of the World Series. They couldn't have written it any better. With 2 outs and nobody on, Davis draws a walk, and Gibson 3-2, and the rest is history. I'll tell you, one of the most dramatic home runs that has ever been hit for us.
All right, now let me talk about some strategy that you employed here. You didn't send him out of the on-deck circle, did you?
No, I didn't want him out on the on-deck circle. I did not want them to know that he was going to hit for me. I sent Anderson out. Hasse kept looking on the on-deck circle at Anderson. Eckersley kept looking at Anderson and figured if they could pitch around him, that Anderson would not be that much tough to pitch to because of the side-wheeling right-hander. I told Gibson, I do not want you on the on-deck circle. And the minute in fact, when the count was 3-1, I thought it was ball 4. I said, go get him, Gibby. But then I saw the count was 3-1, and I sat him back down again. I did not want them to know that he was going to get up there and hit.
At what point did you make the decision he was going to hit?
Before the inning started, I went back and saw him. He said, look, if you want to get somebody on, I can hit for you. I said, Gibby, great. That way, that allowed me to make Mike Davis hit for Griffin. I was going to keep Mike Davis back to hit for the pitcher. But when Gibby told me that, then that allowed me to put Mike Davis up for the 8th spot and save him for the 9th slot.
Tommy, Gibson had been hitting off the tee in the back all game long?
Yeah, well, not all game long, but he was back there hitting when I talked to him.
He looked like he could barely walk when he went up to the plate.
Well, he couldn't play. Fred, if this guy can't play, you know that something is radically wrong with him. And then for him to walk up there, I guess the thing that he thought about more than anything, and I did, was for him to hit a home run and not have to run hard.
I mean, you talk about the script, you talk about dramatic moments in baseball. This has to be one of the most dramatic.
Well, the people are still buzzing, as you can hear. The fans were just ecstatic. I said this in spring training. I said, when we were talking about our ball club, I said the fans in Los Angeles are going to go crazy over Kirk Gibson. I also told at the press conference when we signed him that they're going to be dancing in the streets in Los Angeles in October. And right now, they are dancing in the streets in Los Angeles.
Stay right here. We're going to take a quick break. We'll come back and have some final thoughts from manager Tommy Lasorda. Stay with us. We'll be right back here to Dodger Stadium with the manager. Back live at Dodger Stadium. Skip, one more look at Kirk Gibson's homer. There's the monitor. Let's take a look at it from Burbank. It's your first chance to see the home run that won the ball game for your club tonight, and what a pretty swing it was.
Yeah. Well, the ball was out over the plate, and he went out and got it. When he extends his arms just in this manner, I mean, he can put some power. He can hit the ball out of any ball to the ballpark. Look at the enthusiasm. This ball club, I mean, they needed this guy. Look at him coming around the bases. Isn't that beautiful?
A big home run for Kirk Gibson. Let's also point out Mickey Hatcher cranked one earlier in the evening.
Oh, that was a big home run by Mickey. Of course, it got us off to a good start. But then Timmy got wild and allowed 4 runs, and it looked like our bullpen has done a fantastic job. They allowed just 4, and that was it. And, of course, that allowed us to win the ball game.
I'm running late. Tim Belcher, was it a case of nerves, Tommy?
I would think it was very nervous. Pitching against a club that traded him, first game of the World Series, not much experience in playoff and World Series competition. He had to be nervous.
Your thoughts on Hershiser and Storm Davis tomorrow? Is Orel ready physically?
Bulldog was born ready.
He's ready to go. Kirk Gibson, his status for tomorrow?
Well, we'll have to wait and see again. It's it's a day-to-day thing with him. If he feels better, he will play. If he doesn't, we'll go again without him.
You talk about a big win. It's about as big as you can get. The Dodgers win the first game of the World Series. Tommy, thanks very much for being with us.
Thank you, Fred.
And tomorrow night, we'll be back right after the ball game. That's it from Dodger Stadium. We'll see you tomorrow night.
Dodgers were underdog before Game 1 of the World Series began, then got another setback when Kirk Gibson could not start because of a sore left knee and hamstring. But the key all year for the Dodgers has been the backups, the stunt men. Mickey Hatcher started in place of Gibson in left field, and he was at the plate in the bottom of the first with 1 on. Steve Sachs, who had been hit by a pitch from Dave Stewart of the A's. Hatcher comes through with a 2-run homer over the wall in left to give the Dodgers a 2-0 lead in Game 1 of the World Series. How wild was Tim Belcher? That pitch goes behind Carney Lansford, who would have been in big trouble if he just tried to duck to get out of the way. Bases loaded in the second for Jose Canseco, who had never hit a grand slam home run in his career. Until tonight. What a shot. Line drive that hits the camera in center field to give Oakland a 4-2 lead. It stays that way till the bottom of the 6th inning. Runners at first and second for the Dodgers. Mike Socha singles to left. Mike Marshall comes in to score and cut the lead to 4-3. Now, you've probably seen this before, and you'd probably like to see it again. Bottom of the 9th, Mike Davis on second. Gibson pinch hitting. Did it. Still hits a home run. Every time we look at this, he hits a home run. Dodgers win it 5-4. and they lead the series 1-0.
That's why we all play the game for moments like this. I mean, that's why we all endure some very, very tough moments. I mean, you know, I'm the type of guy who you know, can look very terrible at times, but I'm the type of guy you want to leave in there even if I do look bad, because I might be able to do something.
When we got Mike to second, we were just hoping that he'd drop one in there, send it into extra innings, and maybe we could win it that way. But an incredible effort and just a gutsy performance, and that's why we're here right now, because of individuals doing things like that.
I threw him a pitch he could hit out, you know, something he could pull, and he hit it out.
What was it?
Slider, down, doesn't matter where it was, he hit it out. But it was a stupid pitch, but he's a good hitter, so you give him credit.
Orel Hershisezer will pitch tomorrow night against Storm Davis of the A's. The good news is Orel will have his lucky hat. It was grabbed by some fans during the celebration after Game 7 of the National League Championship Series. Orel has been pleading publicly since then for someone to return the cap. 4 fans who just happened to find it gave it back after tonight's game. Orel showed his appreciation by giving them genuine Dodgers caps of their own.
Some Dodger fan.
So I just wanted to help him out so he can go ahead and continue his streak.
Without that hat, I don't know if he would have pitched the same. I hope it gives him a little bit more motivation and inspiration to just get Conseco.
When you break in a new hat and it starts fooling around out there, it bothers me to death. So I've been wearing this hat since All-Star break, and I've only had one other hat the year, so I was just glad to get it back.